Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a match between Hero and Dark. Hero goes river. Hero tries to stop this third base from going down. Won't quite succeed. Might clear a Ling though for his troubles. Won't quite. Alright, interesting start here. Second Adept's also gonna get chronoed out. We have a full wall, or well, not a full wall, but a full semi-wall with a hole in there. Pylon Gate Cybernetic Score. It's going to allow him to easily take a third base of just a single gateway if he so pleases. He's going to be shading back, trying to get any type of kill that he can get. He's going to get the one kill over here. Second kill, number 3 will be there too. This is a very bad start for Dark, who... I mean, he's no stranger to bad starts, alright? If there's one player that has played many bad starts in his life, that would most definitely be Dark. He's going to be sending these 8 adepts, or sorry, these 8 links across the map right now. There are 2 adepts. They're in relatively tucked in positions. This one might have, what, 3-4 links that could potentially attack it. Oracle's gonna make its way into the main base, where we have a Spore plus Queen to deal with it. I think it's gonna cost Dark 2 workers, unless he's very quick with the pool. He's not very quick with the pool. He didn't pool at all. And indeed, it's gonna be 2 workers here. Third Adept shows up as well. We have a 4th Adept in the wall. And, ooh, this is the Showtime build order that Hero plays here. 4 Adept before Warp Gate, single gate, into a third base, and then probably move across the map with 3 to 5 adepts, or 3 to 4 adepts. See what he can do with it. 2-3 oracles as well, is kind of what I'm expecting here. Slightly supply blocked at the moment, so yeah, the third oracle, I have to wait for that just a little bit. It's gonna be sniping one larva while I was building a drone. At the same time, this oracle goes into the main. 1-2 workers extra going down. Next is still alive, and Forced Twilight is a follow-up. Alright. Battery in the wall. Love to see it. Creep spread so far not that great. These players have played each other a lot in the past. I've seen Dark with good starts. I've seen Dark with bad starts. And he usually tends to make it into a mid to late game anyway, but this is really quite a poor start. I mean, 9 drones in 5 minutes. That is not usually how you want it. Especially given the fact that he built 2 fast spores. The third base doesn't have a spore yet. Don't think this oracle is going to be capable of doing a whole lot. I'm still afraid. Ooh. I actually see a 4th oracle here. I'm not sure if he's planning on losing an oracle, or if he's just planning on, you know, doing a push with a lot of oracles later on. He hasn't started his Forge or his Twilight upgrades yet. He's going to do that just now. Okay, actually... I'm not sure if this was a planned loss, because it seemed pretty unplanned. But he's gonna remain... he's gonna retain the 3 oracles here. One comes out, one dies. It is the way of the world. Protoss player can never have more than 3 oracles. It's one of the many Protoss laws. But I mean, he dealt phenomenal damage here already, so losing 1 oracle here is completely okay. 5 adepts now making their way across the map. I think the link count is good enough to deal with it. I mean, we have 36 links. Good luck with your 5 adepts. Even with 3 oracles above him, I mean... Yeah, the links won't be capable of attacking these adepts right away, but if the queens join up, or if there's a spore nearby, this really shouldn't be much of an issue. Instead, we're just gonna see... being sniped. Oracles are gonna try to bypass the queens. There is a spore now in the third base. Queens are going to desperately try to get in position as well. We'll get there somewhat in time. 2 drones go down. There's not a single queen at any of these bases, so maybe 1 or 2 more drones will end up falling. Okay, 1 more goes down here, and 1 more... Nope. 3 drones total, extra going down. That brings the total up to 16 workers falling in the first 7-ish minutes. Hero did end up losing all of his adepts as well. Builds a cannon. It's adding some extra gateways here too. It's gonna go up to the beautiful gate count of, I think this is 8. Am I capable of counting here? Yeah, I think this smells like 8 to me, right? Yeah, 8 gateways. Actually, it's going... What the hell? It's going to 10 gate plus Templar Archives. I hadn't expected that. The main reason why I hadn't expected that is because I feel like it's not very good either. I think there's a lot of momentum on Hero's side currently. But a good way to lose that momentum is to invest a lot of infrastructure that doesn't kick in right away. Like, you don't want to allow your opponent to build more and more links and maybe get a couple of Ravagers out eventually as well, or get a couple of Hydras out. No, you want to continue putting pressure on here. And that is what Hero is doing, but investing in a fort, in these extra gateways. It's going to allow Dark maybe to get away with this. Teching into the Hydralisk, getting the centrifugal hooks, and then maybe even going for some type of Hydra Link Bane timing as a follow-up. Because once the Hydras are out, and you have +1 or +2 links, you're actually in an okay spot against big Stalker counts. So it feels like Hero missed a bit of an opportunity here. By adding that extra infrastructure, he said, hey, I'm going to give you some time. I hope you use that time well. Now, of course, I still also believe that... Wait, he built an extra Oracle? So that's his 5th Oracle. He built 5 Oracles this game. That's a lot. What I was going to say is that I still believe that Hero is ahead in this game. I mean, the worker count is pretty much even. He has some good map control here. He has the ability to land a lot of stasis wards. Links are going to be having a tough time surrounding these Stalkers. And getting across the map before Storm ends up finishing will be practically impossible. So the next fight is going to have Storm. It's going to have a relatively high Stalker count still as well, unless these Stalkers get surrounded and blasted. And as a result, yeah, I think Dark just needs to head into a hive. I think going for a layer tech Hydra Link Bane push should not be very realistic. Okay, Oracles here under some pressure. Zealots are being sent back to chill with the Stalkers. 8 gases already as well. No 5th base quite yet here for Dark. I mean, if Dark manages to hold this push, I would be very impressed. Because let's face it, he doesn't have a whole lot to deal with Zealots. He doesn't have a whole lot to deal with the Stalkers. And he has nothing to deal with the Storm. So we're seeing a very high amount of Banelings now being built, which is not ideal. Ooh, Zealots a bit too far forward actually. Should be way further in the back. Stasis wards helping out. Storm's not connecting in a brilliant way, but perhaps in a good enough way. Archon split off from the rest of the army. 2 more Archons are on the way as well here on the top side. One of them is just going to get taken out. Queen Hydra here on the top is dealing so much damage. Dark's control in this battle was nothing short of phenomenal, to be honest. He really did a good job. Another stasis is going to hit. These Archons in a little bit of trouble as well. One more will end up dying. There are no more Storms available. We have 3 Templar, but where the hell are they? Okay, they're at home. They don't have Storms. Hive is now completed. Lurker then hadn't been built, and that is going to be Hero's saving grace. If Dark had the ability to just morph in 5-6 Lurkers, go into Seismic Spines from here on out, I actually think Hero might be dead. But in this case, Hero is probably still in a fine enough position because his worker count is good, his gas income is good. He just needs some time to get Storms out. He needs a little bit of time to get Immortals out and perhaps even tech into Tempest or Carriers, because once the lurker count goes to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're really going to need some type of air unit or high Immortal counts in order to deal with them. Links are gonna push these Stalkers back. And Zealots should just be way further in the back in this types of fight, right? You don't want your Zealots to just charge into the Banelings. You kind of want the Banelings to charge into the Stormstalker, and then the Zealots come in. You kind of use them in the back of the army. Despite them being a melee force, you want them in the back of the army and start using them once the Banelings have gone. Once they have died, once they have exploded. Mothership on the way. Don't have any air units coming in yet. This is also just single Robo for now. So single Immortals being pumped out. This is a serious Zealot run by. It's going to most definitely clear this base. Yep, there we go. Clears the base. Ooh, needs to run away. It's going to split off some individual Zealots here as well. I think this is good enough control. This could have gotten much worse. I mean, it wasn't brilliant. He ends up losing like 16 Zealots or so against maybe 10, 12 Banes. But killing the hatchery is worth it. I'm okay with this entire trade. 5th base is going to come up here soon as well for Hero. He has a decent cannon count on this base. There's 1 cannon over here. Battery in the natural. Gate count is at 10. He's going to take the high ground here. See if we can push down from here, from the balcony. The elite always performs well when standing on the balcony. And it's the same with the Stormers. Having a little bit of a ramp tends to be a big deal. We have 9 Lurkers. This is usually not a Lurker count at which Protoss has to be extremely afraid, but it's also not a laughing matter anymore. You know, 2, 3 Lurkers, like whatever, I can blink in there, I can push in and do whatever I want. It's not quite going to be the case once there's 9 Lurkers. This is a scary army, by the way. This is a very scary army that Hero here is setting up. This is also a scary army, and this went unspotted. Dark is going to burrow in his opponent's natural. We have an instant recall coming out. Lurkers in position are some of the scariest units in the game. We have a flank coming in here. There's no observer with this army. That means that this one Lurker could potentially take out a lot of these Templar. The Lurker is not quite focusing correctly. Here we go, Templar in a world of trouble. Every single Templar is gonna end up falling. At the same time, Ling, Hydra, Lurker also going down. 16 workers have died too. This is just a trade, and I am not sure in whose favor this trade is. Probably in Dark's favor, because I was afraid of Dark dying in the next minute or so. Now I'm not so sure. He has opened up some avenues for him to attack. We're gonna see a big Ling run by heading towards the bottom side where there's no cannons quite yet. This top side is very vulnerable to just Ling run bys, maybe even another Lurker attack coming in. Hero desperately wants to move across the map and try dealing some damage. We have no Spire yet. That means that the carriers are going to be hard to deal with here for Dark. Dark doesn't have a whole lot of anti-air. He has 10 Hydras, 5 Queens, that's it. There are 4 carriers out with +1. Should be enough to break this if there are no spores, but we have a couple of spores and that's going to be hugely helpful. Link's now making it into 3 bases at the same time as Dark is just harassing at an extremely high pace. Lurker in between the bases is stopping these Zealots from just clearing all these Links. 26 more workers end up going down. Do we have Burrow on these Links? No, we don't. He's just gonna run them out instead. This has been a great trade, a great 2.5 minutes here for Dark really, who seem to be down and out. But now, 4 base versus 5 base in Dark's favor. 69 workers, nice, against the 43 that Hero has. Of course, this army is still a serious issue. There is, as far as I can see, no Spire on the map quite yet. Vipers will need to give us well, some type of defense against these carriers, but getting any abducts off when there's this many Templar and there's oracles available is going to be quite tricky. Let's see what Hero's plan is going to be. I hope Hero's plan is going to be to run into this base with maybe a couple of Zealots. Although, as I say that, he's just struggling to keep his current bases alive. There are 2 Archons here, which should be capable of holding at least his 3rd. You have a lot of Links now hitting the 4th base. Couple of Banelings as well to deal with Zealot Warpins, or maybe with a cannon or a battery. More and more workers are most likely going to end up falling. Is the Pro Pool fast enough? The Pro Pool is there. And probably fast enough that all of the workers on the 4th base end up going down. Mothership on the other side of the map as well can go for an aggressive recall. Carrier count has remained stable at 4. You haven't lost any carriers yet. 4th base has now died. Hero's army has just been getting worse and worse over time, while Dark has slowly but surely been increasing the power of his army. We see a lot of Lurkers here. We see the Vipers in there too. Aggressive recall on the Mothership is going to be helping Hero just get across the map. We have another base trading move coming out of Dark here. It's going to send a bunch of Links and Hydras across the map. There still are a bunch of these Zealots as well as an Archon here, and should be capable of dealing with that. Is there enough money for a defensive Warpin? I'm not so sure if there is. Get an Abduct here on the Mothership. Still possible, of course, in the current live patch. It's going to be abducted once more here into the Spore. More energy now being gathered. 145 supply to 112. 60 workers to the 21. This is a really wild game. Observer is going to fly into these Spores. And is that the only type of detection left that we have? There are no more Oracles here. And that means with this Revelation running out, or well, no Revelation being active on these Lurkers, I don't think Hero can continue pushing onto the map. He is going to need some type of detection, and he currently does not have it. As a result, he's going to decide to move into the main base here with the carriers, which I actually kind of like. There's not enough anti-air to deal with this. Carriers, of course, well, I thought they had +1 attack, but they actually have no attack upgrades. We see 2 abducts here on the carriers, but I don't think there's enough damage output to take out more than 1. Both of these Vipers should die. There we go. They will go down. All the Hydras have fallen as well. So this army is going to start moving back home. We're getting a classic base trade game here between Hero and Dark. Both players on extremely low supply. Higher worker count is here for Dark, who still has a bunch of drones mining on the bottom side base. The only problem for Dark is the complete lack of anti-air. The only problem that Hero has is the complete lack of detection. If Hero can get a Revelation or 2 onto this army, he's going to be in a great spot. This Oracle is about to pop out. Can't afford to lose it. We see a split here as well on these Lurkers. Ooh, Oracle actually doesn't come out. We still have an Oracle coming in from the back Stargate. We get a recall into the main. Can't afford to lose it. Here comes the Revelation. Main army still moving across the map. It's going to clear a lot of these drones and probably take out some of these spores as well. We have... Ooh. One Lurker still active. It's going to clear every single worker here except for one. That was mining from the gas. So no more income here whatsoever for Hero, who has a single Oracle And that is going to be the only detection he has around here on this army as the Lurkers are fighting. And the Oracle dies? He loses the Oracle, is not managing this situation very well whatsoever. Carrier's now moving across the map. Is there still any tech around? We don't have a Hydra then anymore. We do have a spawning pool, so technically queens are possible. These Hydras are going to end up dying too. Oh, cannon should be good enough here. Yep, should be good enough. Oh, he warps in 2 more Templar and has enough money for 1 more Oracle too. That Oracle is absolutely vital, by the way. Without that Oracle, I mean, the Lurker can just defend the ground force forever. We have Neural Parasite coming in. We have Burrow being researched. This game is ridiculous. What the hell? Army supply is equal. Drone count massively in favor of Dark. Gonna get 2 Chrono Boosts here. I mean, just leaving 1 carrier at home here would be such an easy hold, no? 1 carrier at home plus Oracle would have been the play. Instead, like Hero, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just kind of hanging around. Now could potentially see this infestation pit researching something. If he can clear the infestation pit before Neural finishes, he might still end up winning. Although, he doesn't have any way of seeing these Lurkers again. So now it's officially a race against the clock. 2 carriers are running home. 1 carrier is over here. He's attacking the hive rather than anything else, which is a surprise. He really needs to target the infestation pit, but he's not paying attention. He's going to be revealed in 12 seconds. Warping in the Zealot plus Templar rather than getting an extra Oracle was such a terrible call here for him, because now he's never going to be capable of seeing anything down there. 3 Infestors are on the way. Burrow has finished. Neural Parasite is about to be done as well. We have a couple of spores defensively being added into the mix. More drones being pumped out here as well. 1 carrier now is staying home. As, I mean, he... I think he really ruined this for himself. An Oracle and a carrier at home a little bit faster, it would have just won him the game. It would have simply just won him the game. Now, all that Dark needs to do is wait a minute or so until he has the Neural Parasite. And then he can start pitting these carriers against one another. Another problem, of course, here is the complete lack of detection, meaning that if the Lurkers ever get in position to attack a building, the building will end up dying. And there's really nothing you can do about it. Link's now running in, going for the Burrow. Gonna regain a little bit of health. We still have the 2 carriers patrolling at home. You know what's interesting as well? Is that 1 carrier... And you can't... Well, actually, no, you can attack. Can you attack yourself with a carrier? I don't even know that. Probably. Yeah. I was wondering if there's like no spores. Can you neural a carrier and then A-move yourself? Or do you first need to get like the interceptors out to attack something else? I think you can probably just A-move yourself. I've never done it, so I wouldn't know, but I reckon you probably could. Absolutely wild game here out of Dark. Really interesting one. Big fan of it. Can't believe he managed to win. It's some sick base trades. Should not have been a win. Of course, he gets it done, despite the extremely poor early game. All right, it's going to be it for me today. Hope you all had a good time watching this. Thought it was an interesting game. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye-bye.